How much did you give him, the first one and the second one?
I gave him 300,000, and then on the second occasion, I gave him 200,000.
What's the pearls? Is that an hotel or an apartment?
The
What
palace is an apartment building, yeah.
Yeah,
It's apartment,
an apartment building.
yes.
And you say that Minister Cele had arranged for you to meet him.
Yes, it's good because we have the ID numbers of the people who went there because they are in my phone. He sent me the list of the people who were supposed to go there. Because
Witnesses that had appeared before was actually initiated by you through Umpungos.
Yes, I saw it.
Because you wanted Minister Cele to actually advise you what to do about what actually had happened. That's one. Two, whilst we were discussing that, there was an issue which you raised with Minister Cele that you had been approached by a certain person whom I believe is Mokhozi, who had asked you if you could actually fund the campaign of a particular leader of a particular party. Is that an accurate?
I said that, you're saying I said so? Are you saying that I said that I must fund a particular?
Was that actually said to you? Because that's what the Honorable Minister said to us.
Okay.
He said you told him that you had been approached by a certain person whom I believe is Mokhozi,
Yes.
to actually fund the campaign activities of a particular leader of a political party. And in this instance, Honorable Minister Cele thought that it was the Minister Mkhunu. Now, you say you actually made a donation, and some of the witnesses that had appeared before us had actually said that the donation was meant to finance the cost of Mr. Mkhunu's associates who actually were attending the January 8 statement in Cape Town.
Yes.
That money was used for transport, accommodation, even for was it a gala dinner? And apparently Mokhosi did not pay for that, and General Sbiya ended up paying because he was present.
Okay. First of all, it's good because we have the ID numbers of the people who went there because they are in my phone. He sent me the list of the people who were supposed to go there because I booked flights for them through my office. So those people, I think at later we can confirm whether they are Mr. Mkhunu's associates or not. That I don't know. I just booked flights. I did not know, is this person close to Mr. Mkhunu or not? And then anyway, Mr. Mokhozi, he never said that the money is for funding the presidential campaign of Mr. Mkhunu. That's what Mr. Cele told me, that this one wants to be a president. He thinks he can be president of the country. And then, because they assumed that Minister Mkhunu, but by then he was not even a minister. Because Mr. Cele asked me that, how did you get this contract? By then, it was him who was the minister, not Minister Mkhunu. And then he assumed that between him and General Sbiya, because of the saying, I'm close with Sbiya also, they might have participated for me to get this healthcare contract. So they assumed that the money from the healthcare contract was supposed to fund his presidential campaign.
Oh, okay. Honorable Malema.
Thanks, Chair. So I just want to make a follow-up on the same question. General Cele said you called him, you met him, told him Mokhozi told you that Mkhunu wants to be a president, and therefore they need you to finance the campaign of Mkhunu. And they told you not to work with Cele and make sure you close Cele out and Zuma out. Don't tell them these issues. And from there, you need to keep on giving him information, because when we asked him, why do you keep Matlala close to you? He said, no, I kept him close because he was bringing information from Mkhunu to my side. So I can't let him go because he's giving me information. He said that under oath. And now you are saying he's the one who came with the information, the opposite of what he told us. So effectively, I'm asking you, Mr. Matlala, did former Minister Cele lie under oath about those issues in relation to your name?
Yes, he lied under oath.
Thank you.
If he was asking, for me, he was seeking information, why would he even ask me to ask my protectors to take him and his wife to a wedding somewhere in Lanseria? So that there was no way from me sending my protectors to drive him to a wedding. There was no way he will get information from those guys. He don't know them. If he wanted information, he was supposed to all the time make sure that I'm with him so that he can suck information from me. But it was for his own benefit. I even gave him even money. If you are here to suck information, that money, declare it somewhere that, okay, this guy gave me this money. And then, but since we know that for him, we want information, I had to ask money from him. I don't think he even declared that money. I gave him money twice.
Yeah.
How much did you give him, the first one and the second one?
I gave him 300,000, and then on the second occasion, I gave him 200,000.
Okay. Honorable members, no, I want us to, Honorable Sokanyile.
No, I wanted to check, Chairperson, with Mr. Matlala, did he meet former Minister Bheki Cele at Zimbabwe? What were they discussing on that? Or were there exchange of monies even in that, the meeting of Zimbabwe? Is it the correct person?
Yes, at Zimbabwe, that's when he said to me he wanted to introduce me to General Mkwanazi. Yes, we met at Zimbabwe. And then the reason for that, that's when he wanted to introduce me. He actually called him to come there as well, but that day he said he was going to meet the king, so he couldn't come, the Zulu king.
Shongwe.
Babu Mkhotsi, you nami ngithi Mkhotsi nangu umama we DA ongifake kule nto yilo umama we DA ongifake. Babu Matlala, I need to ask something la. Actually, there's something you said emuva when you said the reason you are here is because you were failed by either a state or somebody. Is there maybe a chance you saying this to get back at Ubabu Cele? Is he the one maybe or failed so that you do you understand?
No, I don't understand.
Okay. When you say the reason you are here is because the state failed you or somebody failed you, do you mean you said something Ubabu Cele asking for protection? Is he the one who failed you? And my second question would be, how many times have you met Ubabu Cele? And in those many times you've met him, something or it was only these 2 times?
Okay, for me to answer that question, it means that now I have to go further, and then, but we'll need to go back again because of I will leave other things behind. But let me just answer this for you. For me to say that he failed me, because the last time when I stopped calling his calls, taking his calls, I remember it was the day when there was a big soccer match between Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs in KZN. He called me, said I must come there. His wife and his car, he's got problems with his wife's car and his car. So he really needed money. And I drove to Durban. And when I got there to Durban, I just decided that this thing will never stop of this guy always asking me money. And then something said to me, hey, let me just stop taking these guys' calls. If you can check on that day, I received more than 20 missed calls from him. I just decided stop taking his calls. It was on Friday. And then the next week, Wednesday, that's when I got arrested. So, but I think you'll understand more when we go back again to what led me to that arrest.
Okay, so you've met him more than 2 times, that's what you are saying?
Yes.
And all this time you've met him, bomb guy or something?
No, I only gave him money twice.
Twice?
Yeah,
Okay, no sharp.
yeah.
Honorable Cameron.
Thank you, Chair. Just in terms of when you gave the money to Bheki Cele, in the same time period, were there any other senior officials or senior police members that you also gave money?
No, it was only him.
Only him. And then the last one, was there anything else that you covered for Bheki Cele? Anything regarding travel or covered date for him? Any other gifts for the family? Anything else that you gave him apart from the money and the penthouse?
No, I just gave him money. What I remember, but that never happened. I just saw on social media that it was actually his birthday. And then I wanted to buy him a suit, but I couldn't get it on time. So, but that thing, I never did. But it was only a suit that I was supposed to buy for him, but I didn't. But that was supposed to be a gift. He didn't ask for it.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable James.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Matlala, please explain to us how these acquaintances that you've just met recently knew that you had all of this money.
Knew that I had money.
Yes.
Who?
Mr. Bheki, Brown, because everyone seems to be getting money out of you. How did they know you have all this money?
It's the contract. That was public knowledge.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Can I check if Honorable Matthys?
Mine's definitely follow-up, Chair. Do you have or have you submitted receipts? Because you said you withdrew money from the bank for the 2 payments that you had to give to Bheki Cele. Because we're going to end up coming down to, I didn't get the money, you gave him the money. So we need to have some type of proof. So would your bank receipts or would your withdrawals sort of align with that? And is that available for the committee that will speak to the dates?
Yes, but I don't have access to my bank to my banking app now. But the police have my bank. They have my bank statements.
But it's,
so maybe
it's
if you
there.
can, yeah.
So for both payments, you withdrew money, and it will reflect.
Yes, yes.
It will reflect on there. And then, Chair, we mustn't lose it because we were busy on the issue of the apartment, and I'm scared that senior counsel that we don't miss that. Mr. Nhlanhla was talking about the issue of being at the apartment with Bheki Cele, and then we lost interruption, or we were interrupted. Thank you, Chair. I'm coming.
Do you still remember where we were? So that I can refresh you.
Yeah, I didn't think it's just that, you know, under the guise of questions of clarifications, you know, if we can stick to a structure, then we can get done sooner. These issues are all dealt with in the affidavit, and I was getting there. So Mr. Matlala, the issue of your relationship with again at paragraph 108 on page 25 of your statement. Page 25 of your
Just
statement.
on a point of order, Chair.
Honorable Malema.
The senior counsel must be reminded that this is our committee. he can't address us the way he's doing. Where we feel we need to come in, we're going to come in. It's our committee. And that right must never be taken away from us.
No, that right will not be taken away from yourselves, honorable members. What we are saying is that let's allow the witness to lead evidence, especially that he himself has said it here, that in the process of deposing his oral evidence, there may be some corrections that will be made to the statement that has already been sent out to members. And I think that will benefit members if we deal with it that way. Agreed? Let's proceed.
Mr. Matlala, I referred you to page 25, paragraph 108 of your statement.
Page what?
Page
No,
25,
Paragraph
paragraph 108,
108.
108.
Okay. Yes, I see it.
Now, just before that, you had described how you met General Cele in Durban, and that he said, no, when you said, look, this chap Mkwanazi was messaging you and in touch with you, he said, no, continue doing that. He's going to lead you to Mkhunu. And then he also mentioned that you are being caught up in what he described as Zulu wars, and I'm trying to summarize what you told us, that he definitely seemed to help because there was a phone call which you claim was to General Kumalo, and your firearms were returned. You went to the police station to collect them. Then subsequent to that, at paragraph 108, you said that Minister Cele requested accommodation in Pretoria. I offered my apartment to Minister Cele for use when he was in Pretoria. And then you said that in one of your messages, you had referred to Minister Cele as my business associate, quote unquote, when communicating with property management. I only said that to give some basis for the nature of the relationship, but Minister Cele was not actually my business associate. He stayed at my apartment 3 or 4 times.
Yes, that's true.
You confirm that?
Yes.
And then you dealt with the cash payments, which you've now disclosed. You said, I made an initial payment of 300,000 in cash to former Minister Cele at my residence in Pretoria around January. Is that January 2025?
Yes.
I handed over the money while he was inside my apartment. This was after he told me they needed gratification, which he called a quote-unquote facilitation fee, related to his role in returning my firearms and stopping the harassment. He also implied that he was not acting alone, which explained why a large sum of money was required.
Yes.
So that's the first payment.
Yes, that's correct.
And that was in your apartment here in Pretoria.
Yes, that's correct.
Then you say you made a second cash payment around about March 2025 at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yes.
The purpose of the payments, from your perspective, you say, was to acknowledge my belief that Minister Cele had, quote-unquote, control over the police and had effectively stopped the harassment.
No, that is not true. So this statement, remember, I was supposed to go through it and correct some of the things.
So you want that part deleted?
Yes, because he was the one who asked me for money, not that I was acknowledging that he has power in the police.
So we'll make a note of that. But what did in fact, according to you anyway, what was in fact the case was that when you withdrew your court application against the police, the harassment did stop and your firearms were returned.
Yes, that's true.
So certainly at that point you thought he was value for money.
No, I'm saying he asked me for money and then he reminded me of what he did for me. And that's why I offered him the money. I'm not saying I felt like I need to pay him because of what he did.
And then you say he later contacted you for more money, citing issues with his and his wife's cars. Eventually started to see. So I think in answer to one of the honourable member's questions, you spoke about these cars, and it was at a big game at Moses Mabhida. Is it the Chiefs Pirates game?
Yes.
So you remember very clearly that incident.
Yes, yes, I remember because of that game, yes.
Okay. So he continued asking you for more money?
Yes, that's correct.
Honorable Nombalo.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chair.
Ragama khomo ya Matlala.
It's a follow-up, Chair, on the last response that the witness has given. I just wanted to check, how was this money given? Was it cash or it was transferred to the minister, to Minister Bheki Cele?
It was cash.
It was cash?
Yes.
Both of it was cash?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable Skosana.
My follow-up question will be, if I heard you very well, you said that you send your bodyguard, there was a wedding somewhere else, we send your bodyguards, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now, I know you haven't mentioned this, but was it the day when he slept at your penthouse?
No.
Or it was just on your normal conversation with him?
Yeah, that day they fetched him in Senten Hotel.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Cameron.
Thank you, Chair. Just a question for clarity. Was there anyone else present when you paid the money to Bheki Cele?
Okay, yeah. The first time it was when Bongani was present, but he's no longer alive. Yes, and the second one, I was with my protectors, but I don't know whether, because I wouldn't tell them what I'm doing. So I don't know whether they've realized when I went to the car and took out the bag and put it in his car.
And then just one last one. Was there any other time that your protectors transported former Minister Cele and or his wife?
Yes, they took him to a wedding in Malda's Drift, a place called Malda's Drift.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Chair.
Okay. I want to note hands. Honorable Nhlanhla, Honorable Chief Whip, Honorable Sokanyile, Honorable Shongwe, Honorable Matthews, Honorable James, Honorable Mwango.
Thank you very much. No, Mina, I just want to know the delivery venues in both the installments. The first installment, the second installment. And did it happen at the Bivale, because it looks like it's one of the most important meetings you had. Was the delivery there? When was the other delivery and stuff? Just that from me, Chair. Thank you very much.
Okay, the first payment was here in Pretoria, in my at my penthouse. And the second payment was at Beverly Hills, but not on that day when I first met him. It was this year. I think I've met him a couple of times after the first meeting. So I don't remember, maybe it was around March, but I'm not sure of the date.
Chief Whip?
No, Chair, I'm covered up because I thought I wanted clarity if the Beverly Hills first meeting is the one where you brought money to pay. Because I wanted to know why would you bring money for the first meeting, nobody has asked for it. But he has helped us to say it was on a different occasion. But maybe what was the money for on both occasions? Was it specified? Why is this money required?
Okay, when he came here in Pretoria, then he called me. He got first to my apartment, and then I found him there. And when I got there, he said, okay, I'm here at your apartment, and last year, remember, I helped you, but even now, you're not doing anything for me to show your appreciation. And then that's when I made the. I'm here at your apartment, and last year, remember, I helped you, but even now, you're not doing anything for me to show your appreciation. And then that's when I made the. And then that's when I gave him the first 300,000. So even the second payment, it was because of the same reason. But when going on, I'll explain further because of actually there was more. But as I go with the SC, then I will explain further that he actually wanted more.
Page 30.
Yeah.
And then, are you there at paragraph 126?
Paragraph? Sorry, you said paragraph what? 126?
It's page 30, paragraph 126.
Yes, I'm here.
Now, that is where you record that you met Lieutenant General Mkwanazi at the Pearls at Nhlanhla on 15 April 2025. What's the Pearls? Is that an hotel or an apartment? What
The palace is an apartment building, yeah.
Yeah,
It's apartment.
an apartment building.
Yes.
And you say that Minister Cele had arranged for you to meet him.
Yes.
And you say this was the result of my interaction with Minister Cele regarding issues with my SEPS contract.
Yes.
So this again takes us back to this contract issue.
Yes.
And you then say Minister Cele advised you that he knew Lieutenant, the spelling, is it Nkoa? N-K-H-U-O-A.
Nkua, yes.
Nkua.
Nkua, yes.
Okay, excuse my pronunciation. And then you say, but the person who was very close to her was Lieutenant General Mkwanazi. And then you say, before we proceeded to the meeting, I contacted General Sinona, who is the head of the Hawks at KZN, as you were not comfortable to meet General Mkwanazi alone.
Yes.
So can you just elaborate on this? And did you meet, and what was the purpose of the meeting, and what happened at the meeting?
Okay. I'll go back a little bit so that we can understand how did I get to end up meeting Mr. Mkwanazi. When I was with Mr. Cele, and then because he kept on asking me for money, and then I told him that, listen, SAPS is not paying me in time, and then also I don't even get enough purchase orders, so I'm not making a lot of money, though the contract is there, but I'm not making that money that you guys assume that I'm making. And then I told him that the person who's in charge of this contract, I think I'll say the custodian of this contract, is Lieutenant General Nkua. And then he said, yes, I know about your problem, but I think the best person that you need to talk to is General Mkwanazi, because he's more closer than General Nkua than I am. So that's when then he arranged that meeting. So when I met with General Mkwanazi, he said to me, yes, I hear about your problem that you're having, so that that they don't give you guys enough work. They just send work in send drips so that they don't breach their contract. But actually, if it was according to them, they wouldn't send any purchase orders at all. They just send small purchase orders so that they can just keep you entertained. So, but they're saying actually what they want to do is cancel this contract. So, and he said to me, they actually met. He said there was a police summit in somewhere in Emperor's Palace, and he's saying during that summit, after the summit, I think he said to me, General Nkua asked National Commissioner Fani Masemola that when are they actually cancelling my contract? And Fani Masemola said that this is what I heard from General Mkwanazi. Fani Masemola said that, listen, I spoke with the minister. Remember last year, December, he gave a directive that we must cancel this contract. But now I asked him that I cannot continue. And then it looks like he is backing down now. So National Commissioner Masemola, according to Mkwanazi, he said, I suspect that this Mkhunu is working with Sibia now, and then he no longer want to cancel the contract because I suspect that they will send this guy, meaning me, to come and kill me, and then they must put General Sibia as the National Commissioner. And Mkwanazi said to me that, I said to National Commissioner that, Commissioner, if you think that your life is in danger, just say the word. I will take care of this cat. Then I asked him, what did you mean when you say that he must just say a word and then you will take care of me? And he told me that there is only one way that I can take care of you permanently. But he didn't say it in like kill you, but he just said to me that there is only one way that I can take care of you permanently. And I said, but what was the reason for that? Because he told me that they suspect that why will suddenly the minister decide not to cancel the contract anymore? But before that, he was the one actually who said we must cancel this contract. So he said to me, he told Fadima Samola that he will call the commander of special force and then they must give him a armored car from now on, so, because his life is in danger. And he was saying all these things to show me that General Nkua was pushing for this contract to be cancelled. And then he said to me further that she's doing this because she was working with the previous service provider. And then they were giving her a lot of money. That's why she could afford to buy properties and convert them into B&Bs. And he even gave me one address of her properties, which I wrote it down later. And then when I came back to Pretoria, I went there actually to check the property, and then I even took a street number and pictures of that property that he said is one of the properties that she owns, and there's no way that she can afford such properties with a salary from SAPS. So now, if you want her to come and work with you, are you going to offer her the same incentives that Metropolitan was offering her? Then I knew that I was very in deep trouble than I thought I was. Because of now, he was saying, there is no way a woman like a general like her that she will just dump people who were offering so much money and come work with you. It's either when I tell her that she must come work with you, then you will continue doing what these people they were doing to her. And then, but he said, there's conditions though. I also want you to do something for me. And I asked him, what is it? He said, there is a case opened against him from in IPID. So he said there's a guy that they tortured, and the guy that they tortured opened a case against them, and then I must convince, because the guy stays, I also have a house in Mistream. So he said, because you stay in Mistream, I'll tell you the name of the guy and check if you know the guy. And I said, tell me, and then Mistream is not that big. Maybe I might know the guy. And he told me the name of the guy, and I told him, actually, this guy, his son goes to the same school as my son. So, but what I will do is, I will ask my wife to ask his wife if he can facilitate a meeting for me to meet the guy so that I can convince him. And he said, I must tell the guy that, listen, he must drop the charges against him, and also he must add that the people who actually compelled him to lay charges against him is Minister Mkhunu and General Sibia. However, I couldn't get the guy and convince him to do what he wanted to do. And I thought maybe that was one of the reasons also that maybe I got arrested, because I didn't deliver what I promised him. So that was the purpose of my meeting with him there in the Pels.
Did you, are you sure that